Well, right, so that's the top headlines of the hour from the broader end of the market. Let's tell you what's been happening in those indexes as well. Let's pull up the Nifty Mid-Cap Index and take a look at everything that's happening over there. Looking very solid over there. Remember, the Nifty is up 0.6%. The Mid-Cap Index is absolutely in tandem with the Nifty right now. The Small-Cap Index too doing well. In fact, slightly outperforming what the Mid-Cap and the Nifty are doing. It's almost an 0.8% uptick coming in on the Nifty Small-Cap Index. So the broader market, the breadth across the market also looking cheerful as we speak. But let's refocus and begin talking to managements and corporates from the broader end of the market. The first management that we have on the show today is Saregama. Big news coming in for them. They had announced last week that they are acquiring 28% stake in Sanjay Leela Bhansali Productions. That's Bhansali Productions Limited. And the impact that this could have on the company in terms of how much of their music revenue is now going to come from here, what is the timeline, and where does the stake stand after the acquisition? To understand this and a lot more, let's welcome on board Ms. Avarna Jain, the Vice Chairperson at Saregama. Ms. Jain, morning. Thanks for your time today. First up, let's understand and let's begin by talking about the rationale behind investing 325 crore rupees in Sanjay Leela Bhansali's productions, and how does this materially strengthen Saregama's competitive moat when it comes to the Hindi music space?
So I think the basic rationale behind investing in Sanjay Leela Bhansali's production company is that he is one of the best creative minds in the country, and he has been known to deliver Indian cinema's most iconic and culturally resonant works, including Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam, Devdas, Goliyon Ki Ras Leela, Ram Leela, Baji Rao Mastani, Padmavat, Gangubai Kathiawadi. So when you look at all these sort of absolutely iconic films, it's a very natural partnership. It's about partnering with the sharpest and the best creative mind in the industry, and to secure a pipeline of absolutely phenomenal music. If you look at the history of the kind of music that Mr. Bhansali has delivered, each music album has been completely iconic. So this secures a constant pipeline of music for us at Saregama.
All right, Avarna, hi, morning. This is Shrishti also joining in. So firstly, congratulations on this deal. But help us with more specifics about this deal, because specific performance benchmarks have been set that will determine whether your stake converts closer to 28% or 49.9% in FY28. And how does the CCPS structure protect the downside risk? What is your take on this?
So based on the CCPS structure, the downside risk is protected because the bare minimum that we will get is a 28%. The upward amount can go up to 49.9% stake. This is a pre-agreed formula, but I'm not at liberty to divulge the exact details of this formula to you. That has been predetermined though.
Okay, and by locking in roughly 30% of Hindi film music supply, how do you see this partnership changing Saregama's growth visibility and pricing power even over the next cycle?
So as a part of this partnership, what happens is that Bhansali Productions will exclusively sell all its future film music to Saregama based on a pre-agreed formula. Now, this structure guarantees Saregama a steady pipeline of very premium and marquee film music. It eliminates the idea of competitive bidding, and it secures a long-term market share in new music, and it controls our acquisition costs. Once you eliminate bidding, the acquisition costs stay in control. And given the kind of pipeline that Bhansali Productions has, we're confident of about 30% of our new music acquisition coming from Bhansali Productions. And this, I think the primary aim of this is that it helps us reach our, what we've always said is our aim of being the #1 music content IP company. So this will help us, build roads for that.
All right, but Avarna, can you quantify the expected incremental revenue, EBITDA upliftment, and the return on your capital from this Bhansali partnership by FY27 and 28? How can we see this deal really helping your financials, including the 400 bips of cost savings?
So there's a couple of things here. One is uh, with this investment, Bansali Productions will be able to a significantly augment its content slate across all formats. It'll be able to build a world-class studio and at the same time retain IP of all its films going forward. Now, with the fund infusion, what they would also be able to do is they will not be dependent on advances from theatrical distributors, digital platform, and hence they can negotiate better deals which yield much higher returns. Secondly, this also implies that Saregama will gradually exit its film production business under Yodlee post completion of existing projects, of course, and this will release significant working capital and management bandwidth. So, about 150 crores of funds that are tied up with our current projects will get released.
Okay, and Ms. Jain, if you could give us a timeline or any date by when this acquisition could become EPS accretive?
I think by FY27.
And shifting focus, let's talk about your financials. You have consistently delivered margins between 25 and 30%, except for that one blip we saw in quarter three where the margin numbers slipped to around 17%. What would the margin range be post this acquisition? Would it be safe to say it will be between 27 and 30%?
I'm not certain I can give you future looking statements, but what I can say is that in the film space, I think Bansali Productions has one of the most robust balance sheets and one of the most robust um, profit percentages. So we're very confident that that's going to help us. And if you look at Udly performances, I think their performances far surpass that. So I think with this investment, you should see some comfort.
Looking forward to that. But are there any more discussions on the acquisitions like these in the works at the moment? If you can give us some sense here.
So as you've seen, we constantly keep growing, innovating, developing, acquiring. So it's very hard for me to give you very many details on what the future plans are. But if this is to be any indication, hopefully we'll have a lot more growth plans as we go along.
Okay, and now that you're going to be winding down the video production business, what is the medium to long-term vision for the company going ahead?
So we haven't yet exited the film business. What we are planning to do is we're planning to wind down the video business from Saregama side and route everything through Bhansali Productions. Uh, the I think the reason you'll see and or why it will benefit us is that we want the best minds to do what they are best at, and who better than Mr. Bhansali to sort of create films. I think that's pretty much where we're at. And as a company, we're always focused on betting on the right people, investing in the right people with the right talent and the right vision. And I think that's where this partnership sort of just seals the deal for us.
All right, but Avarna, just for our understanding, what would be the timeline to completely exit the video production business?
By about FY27, I think all the existing projects should be complete.
All right, Avarna, so good having you on the channel today. Thank you so much for the time and speaking with us. And looking forward to see that how this collaboration works very well for you and your company.